time for Cigar Talk, the fastest growing cigar show in the nation. Whether you're a new cigar enthusiast or a cigar aficionado, we have something for everyone, bringing you the best interviews, cigar reviews, and weekly giveaways. So grab yourself a cigar.
It's time to light 'em up.
Welcome back, Cigar Talk. I'm your host, Rob Jones. We got co-host in the studio, Bryant Falconer. How you doing today, Bryant?
Hey, man, I'm doing good.
Awesome, man. So let's get to the smokes.
Yes,
what
sir.
What are you smoking today?
Well, today I'm smoking Experiencia.
Good smoke.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Hey, bro, this is a great stick. Medallion hits it out the park again with this wood, man, and it's peppery. I'm
Now,
in the second, third.
You said Medallion hits it out of the park.
No, I sure did. I didn't experience it. I meant to say McAuliffe
Right.
hits it out the park. But as you know, McAuliffe's on my mind here lately. Everything they got, bruh.
I know.
After that event, man, I just,
Dude, and has it been just me, or has that like event carried over for the whole week?
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
I'm still thinking about it, man. I just enjoyed myself there. I truly did.
Yeah, it was cool. So I'm smoking, and this is going to surprise you a little bit because this
Okay.
is not something that's normally on my radar.
Yes, sir.
But it is the Power Stroke. Hang on a second. Let me find the wrapper.
Yeah, it is
It's
definitely out of
it's a Camacho.
Oh,
I know, right?
Camacho?
And you know, I was bashing on Camacho a few weeks ago.
Yes, sir.
This is the Power Band.
Okay.
And I gotta say, man, I've enjoyed this.
Yes, sir. Camacho, to me, makes a good stick. You know, certain ones in there are
You
great.
know-
And that power band, as you were finding out, is
Yeah, you know what? It's really it's a medium. I thought it was going to be full blown,
Yeah.
nicotine punch me in the face, and it's really not. It's good construction. It's burning well, and I'm actually really enjoying it so far.
if a medium can match your palate and make you look at it again,
Yeah.
it's hit it out the park, bro.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, when I was bashing on Camacho last time, it was the triple Maduro, and I got to say, I still not going back that way
right.
because I had a bad experience and I hold grudges.
You had such a bad experience. You gave your ashtray away.
Yeah, you know it. So anyway, we want to say thank you to our
Most
Patreons.
definitely.
Again, you guys are really helping us improve our equipment for the show. I made an order today of a new sound mixing
Yes, sir.
board. So
Yes,
we want to
sir.
say thank you guys for helping us out in that department. It does not go unnoticed, and we are
No.
super thrilled. So anyway, let's talk about the event for a
Oh,
minute
yes.
because it was really my first full-blown cigar event that wasn't at a cigar shop.
It was my first ever, and you have to come correct to outdo that one for me. Truly.
Yeah, I tell you what, I mean, and we got there early
Yes,
before it started
yes,
to
we
set
did.
up, but just seeing all the brothers and sisters of the Leaf come to enjoy that time together.
That anticipation was something else. Like I said, on air, the VIP standing there and that yearning to get in there. It was evident, man. I was sitting there looking, I'm like, man, these people are chomping at the bit,
Oh,
man.
they were too. They were, man. It almost looked like the starting of a racehorse.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. It looked like the start of a racehorse, a race, man. It was just like they were ready. Just like as soon as they opened it up, it was like zoom. I was like, look at these people, man, and they were everywhere, dude.
It was really cool, man. And I tell you what, I had a lot of fun going around myself. I got to smoke some cigars that I hadn't tried before. Definitely enjoyed drinking some of the spirits I've never had before. And
sir.
I'll tell you what was really cool was making connections with people who listen to the show, getting to meet them face to face.
That was so amazing to me. People coming up and like, yeah, we were Cigar Talk. Oh, I know who you are. And I'm like, whoa, I'm an ex-cop. I want to stay incognito. People coming up, oh yeah, and you used to be a cop and you were this, and I'm like, whoa. But it was because they find joy in the show, man.
Yeah, and it was like we had camaraderie with them. You know what I mean?
Yes, out the gate.
Yeah. And it was just a lot of fun for me to hang out and talk with a lot of people. And then I got to meet a lot of people that have never seen the show or heard the show, and I got to form some relationships with people that have different Instagram channels, and I've talked back and forth with them about what a great event it was. And so I'm looking forward to the next event. I can promise you that.
I am waiting for it. I can't. Anticipation is, how can you get better than that's me.
Right.
How can you get better? And I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. Just like you say with your sticks. You know, you haven't had the best stick yet because each one you want to find. You're looking. That's the way I'm looking at these festivals now. You got to come on with it now, man. I'm just waiting. That's all I can say. I'm waiting.
Well, I'll tell you what I heard a lot of was a lot of people were super excited to meet Al McAuliffe in person.
Yes.
I thought that was the icing on the cake.
This is the thing that got me, and it was so smooth to me, and it made me and Junior laugh. He came in with his sport coat on, and he was dressed to the nines. Halfway through the event, he was in a sweater vest, half zipping. It was down. I said, "Look at him looking like Mr. Rogers." He didn't want to put his coat over.
You know what was cool though was after the event when I went by the Silverleaf, he was at the Silverleaf smoking, man.
That's taking care and having an investment in your consumers, being a part of the community, the entire environment. He is one of those guys.
Yeah,
man. One of them.
Oh well, so since we're talking about Al, let's go ahead and talk about the McAuliffe
Go
brand.
ahead, bro. Yes.
They're our sponsors, and we do love the McAuliffe brand 100%. Those guys are great over there, and they make great quality products.
Yes.
And as I like to say, from 4 to 42.
That's your saying.
You know what I mean?
If you
can't afford a McAuliffe, you don't need to be smoking
Tell
cigars.
the truth, man. Tell the
4
truth.
to 42.
You come out smiling better with $4 than if you went and spent that on a box of Swishers.
Well, you know what's crazy to me too is, I know guys that buy $2.50 cigars.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, life's too short
for a bad cigar.
Right. You know what I mean? Dude, spend $4 and get a cigar.
A quality stick that will make you say, okay, this is what a cigar is supposed to be.
Right. And then, don't even forget about the Grande Bold line. You've got the Maduro, the Sumatra, the Matafina, the Ligero. Dude, that's a line in itself. And then you bump up to the Sanchez Gomez family line. Dude, Reserva, the Leanda 2. The line just keeps, and you can't even talk about McAuliffe unless you hear Medallion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
It's so many guys today. I was looking at Facebook today, and there were guys that are smoking the Medallion for the first time, and they like, where's this stick been my entire life?
Dude, well, let's just go ahead and give a shout out to Al Roman. Dude, Al Roman put out a video on YouTube. He has his own YouTube channel, guys. If y'all want to go by and see a fun cigar channel, dude, when you watched that video, did it make you smile?
It made me smile. Him and what's his name, Boney T.
Yeah, dude. I thought his video was fantastic.
Yes.
I hadn't seen his videos before, and so I see this first one. He's wearing a pirate hat. Yeah, exactly. And he's talking about the Medallion.
Oh, yes.
And he was talking about meeting Al and how this was the cigar that changed the game.
And he gave you props.
Well, yeah, because I turned him on to it.
Introducing him to
I turned everybody onto it.
That's what this show is about, man. That's what this show is about.
Absolutely.
That's what it's about. People understanding that there are great sticks out there. I was stuck in, Monte Cristos for so long. Hanging out with you have taught me that, the next stick could be the best stick.
Yeah.
So why stop here?
Right.
Keep going. And, it's that ride, man. And without that ride, you will be stuck in a rut like I was for years. But, hey, I still love Monte Cristos. I do. But I do know that there are great sticks out there.
Remind me to bring something up a little bit later.
No.
Come on.
I will.
So, anyway, I just want to tell everybody, if you want to go by and see Al Roman's video, it's under The Good Cigar.
One word.
All one word, because if you type in The Good Cigar, it'll be tough finding it because I did that. Yeah. But if you just use that all as one word, you'll find a bunch of great videos. I'm a huge fan. I got to say, if you guys, in fact, I'll put a link on the website to his YouTube channel.
Perfect.
But you got to go by and see the latest one about the Medallion. It was hilarious. It was good.
The pirate uniform.
Yeah, I loved it, man. So hats off to you, Al. Yeah. Keep up the good work. And so anyway, what are we going to be talking about next? We're going to be talking about our top 3 cigars cigars of the week.
Yes.
So I'm going to let you go first.
Okay, my first one, and it's an old great cigar to me. It's the Masturbation by Hiram and Solomon, man.
Good smoke. Good smoke.
Those guys, man, it's...
Dude, that's a nice full-blown,
it's a
full flavored full
cigar
nicotine
that takes you on the ride, all thirds, the complexity. It hits your palate with every aspect. Man, I just enjoyed it. Number 2 was the one that I got from the event, the Leyenda special edition from McCallum.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I can see why it's a special edition.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Bruh. But Mr. McCallum, again, you hit it out the park. And my last one was that Oliva V series.
Maduro?
Ooh, yes.
That is a good smoke, too.
Ooh, yes.
You know, I'd like that one because it is, to me, it's more of a medium. And nice,
takes you on that ride,
mellow
brother.
cocoa.
Yes.
It's got some leathery earth tones.
That's the perfect stick for a jazz song.
That's a good stick.
Because you can sit back with that. I had some bamboo rum. When I
where did you have rum?
I got hooked up on this when I was in Austin 2 weeks ago, man. This bamboo rum. Bruh.
I've never heard of bamboo rum.
B-U-M-B-U.
Huh. Bamboo.
Oh,
bamboo
man.
rum.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, let me ask you this. Was it the spiced rum or was it the non-spiced rum?
Non-spiced.
Because I don't really do the spiced rum.
Oh, God.
If you're going to do rum, I like to have the regular non-spiced rum. If you can take the Captain Jack, no thank you. So anyway, let's get to my top 3 of the week. And of course, I'm going to start mine out with the Medallia because it's been just knocking it out of the park for me, and it just keeps going and going. What's that Energizer Bunny? That's the Medallia. It just keeps on going, man. So anyway, number 2 for me, and I can't read the board from here because I wrote these down before. Oh, I got to tell you, I'm going to put this Power Band from Camacho on the list. Yeah. It's been a real surprise for me. And so I'm putting that on the list. But wait till you know. You know what my third one is? Now, these are not in any particular order because the Camacho would not be ahead of this next cigar.
Which one is the third one?
Today, I went and shared Padron 1926s with Ed.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
You know, me and Ed sat back, smoked a couple of 1926s, and then we walked over to Vagabond Pizza
and
and
enjoyed
had
a meal.
a nice meal.
Yeah.
And they had a nice Bach beer.
Oh.
I don't know what it was. It was a craft beer.
Okay.
And then he had a craft IPA. But anyway, it was great company, great. You know, smoking that cigar. And it was funny though because Ed was like, when I gave him the 1926, he was like, "You smoking this now?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And he was like, "Oh, okay." So while we were eating, he's like, I normally don't smoke a cigar like that before I eat. And I was like, well, that was my third cigar today. So, you know, I didn't think anything about it.
Yeah.
Great
That's you,
smoke,
bro.
though.
That's
Great
you.
smoke. Okay, guys. So there's my top 3 for the week and Bryant's top 3 for the week. Let us know what your top 3 are. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Tell us about some cigars that we may not know. Tell us what your favorites are. We'd love to hear from you guys. Anyway, coming up next, I've got Super Bowl champion Fred Robbins from the New York Giants. Won the Super Bowl in 2008. Going against Tom Brady and the Patriots.
That was the perfect year?
Yes. How about that?
Yeah. That's somebody you need to talk to.
Yeah, absolutely. And he played on a all-star defensive line.
Yeah.
And anyway, he's a great guy. I mean, I really enjoyed talking to him. He's not like, you know, I won a Super Bowl, kiss my butt.
Yeah.
He's like, he's a cigar guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's that brother of the leaf.
That's what it's about, man.
And
From
I really
all walks of life.
Yeah, I really enjoyed talking to him. So that interview's coming up. But before we go to the interview, let's talk about Cigar Rights of America.
Why not? Why not?
So you guys, if you listen to the show, you already know what I'm about to say. But if you
Yes.
don't, it's $25. You go sign up. They help support our rights as a cigar smoking community. And I went on the website yesterday, and all I had to do was put in my email address and my name,
Okay.
and I hit send, and it sends a pre-written letter, which is way better than what I would write.
Yeah.
Because if I wrote one, they'd be like, "This guy needs to be arrested."
Yeah, because
You know what
there'd
I
be a
mean?
lot of threats and assaults, threats of assault.
Right. So, man, go sign up. It's $25, and I'll tell you what, I get tons of emails from listeners that tell me I signed up, I got my card,
yeah.
and you know what? That email and that instant message that people send me telling me that make me so happy.
Yeah, because it's about us.
Yes, it's
about
like
us.
Someone's getting the message.
And that's what it's about. Cigar Rights of America are speaking for you. They're fighting for you. If you are a brother of the Leaf, sister of the Leaf, and you're not a member, you're wasting your time, man. You're
Absolutely,
wasting your
man. I
time.
mean, tomorrow,
Yes, sir.
they could be like, no more cigars.
Yeah. And then what are you going to do? Now, it's too late for your voice to be heard now because we
Right.
had the opportunity.
Right.
We had it.
Don't wait and fight
Oh,
when
no.
it's gone.
No.
Fight for it now.
I was in the Army. We were the first ones in there.
Exactly.
Go in there in the beginning of the fight so you'll be a part of it. You're a part of the change, man. And that's what needs to happen. I love Cigar Rights
Well,
of America.
if you go to the website and you look at the episode, under every single episode, you will find a link to Cigar Rights
Tell
of
the truth.
America
Tell the
because
truth.
they protect what we have.
I carry my little keychain card with
Amen,
me
brother.
everywhere
I got
go,
my card
man.
in my wallet.
Everywhere I go.
Amen. Hey guys, that's enough for that. Anyway, you guys know that it's important to you. It's important to us.
Yes.
We're all family. We're all brothers of the Leaf. So let's all do our part.
Most definitely.
Anyway, we got Fred coming up right after the break. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey guys, thanks for hanging through the break. We have a special guest with us today, Super Bowl champ, cigar aficionado, and a guy who understands the value of the youth and has started a charity to help those youth in his own area. I want to welcome to the show, Fred Robbins. How are you doing today, Fred?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, man, thanks so much for joining us. And, I will get to all the football stuff here in a little bit, but let's talk about the charity that you're doing. I'm super impressed by it. I've looked a little bit about it. And so if you would, tell us about why you got started doing the charity.
You know, we had, at one point, we had one of the lowest graduation rates in the state of Florida.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and so kids weren't passing the ACT, good athletes, so I wanted to fix that, you know what I mean? And, sports has evolved, and,
Oh, absolutely.
It's not like, being a five-star kid is something, it's not good enough anymore. It's like, okay, what else can you do besides athlete? Or what type of brand do you have, especially with social media? Colleges can really get a sense of who these kids really are.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Because they post so much. And so now it's like you need more of a brand to go to college as well as athletics. So we try to help our kids, just be involved with different things, get out of their comfort zone, not waiting to college and the pros to really decide what you want to do. Just start that trend early. I'm just trying to take all the tools that I learned throughout my 12-year, NFL career in college and bring it back to these kids so they can have, some tools to guide them through high school and college.
Man, I think that's great, dude. I wish more people would do what you're doing. I'm impressed of what you've done. So, hey, I also wanted to ask you another question. What was it like to play with what I would consider one of the greatest defensive lines of all time?
Man, I think that was probably, that's what I miss the most about playing. Not so much, the games and everything, but just being in that defensive line room with those guys every day, joking around, clowning around, being in the locker room. I just miss those conversations, man. And, I enjoyed it. It's just, I look back on it and I wish I had more time and more years, but all of us still to this day, man, we all got a group text going.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, every week, man, we send each other funny stuff, man, and just clowning around and bringing up old stuff. But it's good to have that relationship, and we get together, every year. We try to get together and take a trip, all the guys together. We keep in touch with each other. So it's like that's a part of being in New York, man. It was more than football. It was a family, and from the ownership all the way down to the staff, it wasn't just about what you did as an athlete, man. They knew who your family was, your wife and kids. And so it was like one big family, man. That's what I miss about it.
Yeah, being a big-time Cowboy fan, man, I couldn't stand you guys, but I completely respected the level of talent that they had put together for the Giants just on that D-line. I was like, holy crap, these guys are good.
Yeah, man. I think that was some of the fun. During that time, we were rock and rolling, man. It was always between the Giants and the Cowboys, man. I think that we had the most exciting games in the NFC East because you guys had a stellar offensive line, had that great defense. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah.
we were always battling whether we played in Texas or in New York, man. It was always a fun-filled, respectable, hard-nosed game. You know what I mean?
Now, did I read correctly that you went and played for the Eagles too?
No. My first 4 years were with the Vikings.
Well, I knew that.
Played,
yeah.
Yeah. Then my last two was St. Louis with the Rams.
Oh, okay, good. So you played for the Rams before they moved out to L.A.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, see, I respect you because you left Minnesota, went to the Giants. But if you went to the Eagles, then I was going to have to hang up on you.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I definitely would have did that.
Well, I tell you what, it was some great games, and if because you played it, but anytime you have two NFC East teams going against each other, it's always going to be a game, and you just you can look at the stats and what's on paper, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you know who's going to win because it's an all-out fight between those teams in the NFC East.
It is, man. It was definitely a dog fight. You can throw the records and stats out the window. Anytime you played anybody in the NFC East, man, it was going to be a dog fight. You know what I mean? It was going to be a hard-nosed battle because everybody know everybody. You know what I mean? And so a lot of guys stay in their division when they go from one team to the other. So, but it was always I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Playing the NFC East. I think that's probably by far me playing was probably one of the most division I enjoyed playing in the most.
Well, I read an interview about you earlier just to get kind of brushed up, and I saw the guy had asked you why you left the Vikings to go to New York, and I was like, all he had to do is see who his teammates were going to be on the line. Of course he would go there. That's a no-brainer, man.
Yeah, it was no-brainer, man. It was just being a part of that D-line playing. I had some great times in Minnesota. I had the chance to play with John Randall, in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer, Chris Carter, Randy Moss. I had some great years in Minnesota, and then being able to, go to, New York, and then play with Strahan, Olsen, Tuck,
oh, yeah.
Colton, and Kiwanuka and Dave Thompson, all those, Jay Alford, all those guys, man, and play with Eli and all those great offense we had, running backs, Brandon Jacobs and Monty Toom, Mike Hill.
Oh man, Brandon Jacobs, what a beast!
Yeah, man. So it was just we had a great talent. We had a great talent. Across the board.
Oh yeah, on both sides of the ball, y'all had a
both sides
great
of the
talent,
board, man. And I just think that I look back on it, it's like, man, wow, we probably had a chance to win more than one championship when I was there. I mean, they went on to win another when I was in St. Louis, but. With that talent, man, we should at least have another ring.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. On both sides. So you said you started smoking cigars back in college?
Yeah, that was the first time I had one when I was a senior. After my last game as a college collegiate athlete, man, after our bowl game, I smoked a cigar. I can't exactly remember what it was, but I know we had some Victor cigars, man, and I was like, wow, man, this is kind of mellow, you know what I mean? It kind of just, it was a good time.
Absolutely.
But like I said, man, but over the years, I just began to just enjoy it a lot more and just, relax and just enjoy the conversations with people. And then, like I said, when I went to Cuba and just learned really about the lifestyle of smoking a cigar, with friends and, and just enjoying it, it really just kind of helped me, enjoy it more even now that I'm back home now.
So what was it like down in Cuba, man? I've never been. I've just seen the photos of like all the cool old cars. It looks like a laid back scene where you can just really relax and enjoy, some beverages and some good cigars.
It did, man. I went down there with a buddy of mine, former teammate, James Hall, and his wife had a celebration, surprise birthday party for him down there, man. So me and another good teammate of mine, James Butler, and his wife, we all went down and, surprised him. And so we all did some tours together, cigar farms, man, cigar schools, and did a couple of rum tours where they kind of paired up with some of your favorite cigars. And we had a chance to hand roll some ourselves, man, and, walk down Old Habana and have a old school car and hang out with the locals, man. It was really awesome, man. We stayed a week down there, man, and I want to go back. It's just kind of one of those things where you just appreciate the lifestyle and the tradition, behind the cigar. And I just want to get full, knowledge of everything, not just smoking it, but the background of what it takes, how you how he even started making cigars. So I think that's what I appreciate the most.
Yeah, I've found that that's a really amazing part of the whole story once you get into the cigar community, because, you know, when you're here smoking them, you don't really think about it. But when you see what they do down there, we actually had a guy that went down to Honduras, and he basically told us play by play of the whole start from seed all the way up to the smoke. And it was a pretty amazing process.
Yeah, exactly. Man, it was, man. It's awesome.
So let's go back to your charity that you do. What's it called?
Mr. Robbins Neighborhood.
Mr. Robbins Neighborhood. I like it.
Yeah.
So I know Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but I also remember back in the 70s when Eddie Murphy did Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember those. You might not be old enough.
No, I remember Mr. Rogers, man. I remember that one, man. Yeah, definitely.
Well, you'll have to YouTube Eddie Murphy's version. It was pretty funny.
Oh, okay.
Tell us about what kind of cigars you smoke. I mean, you like the medium, you like the full body, you like strong, you like mild. What?
You know, I like medium. I like medium to full body, man. Just a couple different brands I smoke. I like I think one of my favorites I've been smoking lately is Fail Flying Pig from Jewel State.
Oh yeah, man.
I love that one. One of my favorites is the Andalusian Bull from LFD.
Oh yeah.
And I got a couple. I'm smoking Opus X now. Fuente Lost City.
Oh, very nice. I had one of those a while back. That's a great stick.
Yeah, and lately, man, I've been smoking a lot of the Placencia cigars. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I like those 146.
Yeah. And so I've been smoking a lot of different LFD. A couple of Muestra de Saca. I got a couple of unicorns.
Nice.
Yeah, that I've been having, man, and I got a few Davidoffs too, man. I've been trying, but that's pretty much like the bulk of what I smoke. But I have some other singles. I like buying boxes. Once I find a cigar I really love, I like to buy the box and just let it sit in my humidor, and then when I go out of town, so I just try one what I like, and whenever I, feel like I want to buy a box of those, I will, man. But it's just... I
like trying new sticks I haven't tried before, because I feel like I'm always on that hunt for the perfect stick. But at the same time, I hope I never find it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I like to try everything, and I started out like medium to full, went all the way to just full-blown punch in the face, and now I'm back to a medium because I've gotten to where I really enjoy the medium because they have a better complex to me instead of just being a full force kick you in the mouth every time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, man.
So I was reading in the article, your wife heads up your charity and is the backbone. Would you say that's correct?
It is, man. I think it's one of those things where, she's very supportive of me and coming, from my hometown, man. And, she has a big vision too as well. But I think it's important for even like current athletes, who's it takes a lot for a guy to play in the NFL and college, but also takes a strong wife to be able to deal with everything. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So she's kind of like my, my wifeager, you know what I mean? Manager, assistant, all that, man. But it's great because, the kids respond to her. They love her, and it's good to show like their healthy couple relationship too as well. You know what I mean? And not just, me being out and about doing everything. It's just that she heads up and she does a lot. We work well together as a team, man. And I think that's something that one of the visions that we wanted to create, you know what I mean, was not just about the play all the time and not just about being a wife, but just, being a supportive role. We both supported. You
guys are a team too.
Yeah. And I think now is more evident, man, just that these athletes now just need to see that, coming out knowing it's more to life. And football is a lifestyle. You have to get adjusted to it. You know what I mean? And not only yourself, but if you're married, single, got a girlfriend that, she needs to be, prepared to as well for the lifestyle that she's about to get into as well.
Right. So how long have you been married there, Fred?
10 years.
10 years. Well, congratulations, brother.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. But we've been together, man, for about 13, 14 years, man, since I was in, Minnesota. But, we've been riding hard with each other, man. And that's a good thing, man. It's just supporting each other and doing good things.
Well, the big question is she cool with you smoking cigars?
Yeah, man, and she is. You know what I mean? And every now and again, she'll smoke one with me.
Oh, nice.
it really became evident how much, she appreciated it, man. Because for Christmas, about 2 years ago, man, she bought me a nice humidor, man. It holds about 1,000 cigars.
Oh,
man. So
wow.
when I got that for Christmas, man, I was like, okay, well, you know what you got yourself into, right?
Hey, when she gave you a humidor that holds 1,000 cigars, you know what that was? That was, now what are you going to get me?
Yep.
Hey, well, being in the cigar community, all of us guys that have wives that support our cigar lifestyle, we got it made in the shade because it's so nice. Because there's guys out there that their wives are not fans of cigars at all, and they have to sneak around, or you know what I mean. So those of us that have wives that will let us participate in our cigar community, we got it made, man.
Yeah, we do. We got it made, and often, man, she really didn't. I think once the first time I actually, we went to Cuba, she had a chance to smoke a couple cigars down there, and every now and again, when I go to a cigar bar, man, I think that when I took her out, to a cigar bar, and she saw the amount of women out smoking cigars that she was unaware of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some women who not accustomed to it, they think it's just a man thing. But when we finally went to a cigar bar, she saw the amount of women smoking cigars and having fun with their girls, wine and stuff like that. She's like, wow, okay, this really is, something that's pretty cool. And so every now and again, we'll go out together and, smoke a cigar and go to a lounge or something like that. And she really enjoys it. You know what I mean? And like you said, man, we got to understand the wife, man, makes the cigar culture a lot better.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing about it is the cigar culture has really opened up to the women's market over the last 15 years. It's incredible because 15, 20 years ago you might not have seen a bunch of women at the cigar lounge, but now, like you say, it's opened up and it's not just a man's world anymore. So I mean, it's a good thing for the cigar community for sure.
Yeah, man, I know she loves it because now, if she's out and about or she's somewhere, man, she knows what I like. She knows the type of cigars I like, man. So sometimes she'll surprise me and bring me home a couple to try, whatnot. So that's always a plus.
Absolutely. Hey, so I got to ask you, being right there close to Atlanta, do you ever get over to Atlanta?
Oh, you know what? I have, man. I haven't. My brother-in-law took me to one cigar lounge. I can't remember the name of it. But every time we go to Atlanta, most of the time we just hang out and chill out on this patio. But he took me to one cigar lounge. I can't remember the name of it, man. But I heard there's quite a few good ones out there that I'm gonna try.
Are you aware that Cam Newton opened one in Atlanta?
Yeah, because I was going to try to go to what the Atlanta Cigar Week they had about a month ago.
Just a few weeks ago. Yeah,
I was going to try to go to that, man, but something came up, and with some guys I was training here, and so I wasn't able to go. But I'm definitely going to try to make it next year.
Okay, awesome, man. I had a young lady that joined the show several months ago. Her name is Octavia Tolliver, and she is a cigar aficionado, and she does a lot of things for up and coming women in that sector. And she was telling us about Cigar Week, and it sounds like an amazing place. And Atlanta has more cigar bars than any place I know.
I believe it. I mean, I definitely believe that.
And that was surprising because I figured that Florida would be number one, New York would be number two, and figured Texas would be in there somewhere. But apparently Atlanta is probably number one or number two behind New York, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I can believe Atlanta is, but next to my thoughts too, I thought New York would probably be. I thought New York, even the central, the southern part of Florida, I thought there'd be a lot more to it as well, but. I just seen so much, just follow different pages on Instagram where I see a lot of action in Atlanta with smoking cigars, man.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, so when you were playing football for the Giants, how was New York? Did you get to go to some, old history type cigar lounges while you were up there?
Yeah, I did, man. I used to go to the Carnegie, and a lot of times, man, we guys just get together and go to each other's houses, man, and, just play some poker, man, just smoke cigars out on the patio.
I got you.
Or even in the basement, man. But I just think now I'm into more of going places, like going to the lounges. Like I say, every time I travel, I want to see, okay, what's the best lounge here? What's the nice lounge I can go to, just to meet different people, see their camaraderie, have some good conversation, man. So that's one of the things I'm into now, man, not just pretty much just sitting around someone's house, but getting out and about smoking.
Yeah, and I do that anytime I travel. The first thing I do when I know I'm going out of town is pull up Google and I Google cigar shops and lounges and find out what's what before I even travel. That way I know where I'm going to be heading. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you got coming up over the next, say, 6 months to a year? Any things you're working on that we don't know about?
Well, like I said, we got a fundraiser for my nonprofit. November 9th. We got a Super Bowl bonanza. This will be like our third year doing that. Just kind of help our kids and we call it the playbook program, the year-round program that we do with the kids. So we got a bowling fundraiser going on November 9th. That people are more than welcome to check out our website, MrRobbinsNeighborhood.org. Donate, sponsor, help our mission. And also I do the NFL Combine training there, the EXO facility here in Pensacola.
Oh, nice.
I've been doing that for the past 7 years, man. So I work with, D linemen, help them get ready for the Senior Bowl, the Combine, and the pre-draft, stuff. So I'm looking forward to doing that again, too, as well.
So let me ask you this. Being retired pro football player, do you still keep up with football like a lot of the other fans, or is it kind of more like, casual keep up with, or, how involved do you stay with like today's NFL?
I stay involved because, like I said, I still work with guys. I work with, quite a few guys every year, like the top D linemen coming out. But when I first retired, every time I watch a game, I find myself breaking it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Breaking down the film, you know what I mean? But now
you're pulling a Tony Romo, huh?
Yeah, and so now, I watched a lot of college football when I first retired, just to kind of, get back in that fan perspective.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now I'm able to watch the NFL game because a lot of guys that I played with are not playing anymore. So now I'm able to, just watch the game as a fan now. But before, like the first couple of years, man, I found myself breaking down film. I still do sometimes, but I try to enjoy it as a fan.
When you first retired, you're probably calling people up, telling them, "Hey, man, what were you thinking? Why'd you do that?"
Yeah.
Hey, so
yeah, exactly right.
If you're sitting back watching it now, I got one question for you. Maybe you can help me out.
Okay.
What the heck is wrong with the Cowboys?
I don't know, man. I think they got, like you said, they got a great talented team. They got one of the best quarterbacks, a great running back, some great receivers. I just think the chemistry is off right now. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's still early in the season. You know what I mean? I think, the Cowboys, one thing about the Cowboys, man, you guys always play great, in the mid to late season.
You know what I mean? You look at our team last year. I think we lost like 5 of the first 6 games, and then we won out. Or we went 7-8 on the last 8.
Yeah, and so I just think, the Cowboys, I think, there's no need to be stressed. I just think that once that chemistry get down, it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a long time. But I just think, once you guys, just finally hit that groove, you know what I mean?
Yeah, once they gel together, then it'll be rocking, hopefully.
Yeah, it definitely will, man. I just think, especially now, it's still early on in the season, man. But I think, it's once they gel together and get that camaraderie and that chemistry down, man, they'll be hell to reckon with.
See, this show comes out Monday, so the game will have already been played by the time this airs. But this week, the Cowboys play the Eagles, so that's going to be a big game for them.
I think especially if Cowboys walk away with a win against the Eagles, you know what I mean? I think, win is everything. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is just Dallas just can't put themselves in the hole too deep. You know what I mean? We had to play catch up. But as long as they're like within a game, you know what I mean, this division wide open.
Now, let me ask you this. Since you won the Super Bowl with the Giants, is that like your team from now on?
It is, man, because I still keep up with a lot of, Giants, not just former players, but, a lot of, personnel there, like equipment managers and former teammates and people in the front office, man. I try to catch a couple of games every year. I went to catch a couple of Rams games when they were still like the last year in St. Louis.
Okay.
And even the Vikings, that's my in-laws live in Minnesota. So when I'm up there, I try to catch a game. But pretty much the Giants, man. I had my best years with the Giants, won a Super Bowl, and still have a lot of friends up in New York, man. So that's pretty much my go-to team.
Well, I figured it was, and hats off to those guys. They're doing a rebuilding phase, and I tell you what, Eli Manning, he showed a lot of class through this growth period that the team's going through.
He did, man. I also said if Eli really just fell off, his game just fell off, or even let him go through the bye week before they made the change. But Daniel Jones, stepped in and showed that he can play.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we got a great young team, talent surrounding here with Saquon and, you know, Shepard and some of those guys. I think, you know, next couple of years we get like another big time. You know, receiver, we got Ingram at tight end and solidify the O-line a little bit better. So I think, man, you know, next few years, man, we have a hell of a team.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't even know how long Eli's been playing. I know he's been playing for a long time, but I just thought he showed a lot of class by not raising hell after they made the change.
Yeah, and that's just how he is, man. You know what I mean? I mean, he went through it with Kurt, one of his rookie years, so he understands, you know, how things go. Being, you know, when you draft a quarterback in the first round.
Right.
You know, not too many first-round quarterbacks sit for too long.
Right.
So, you know, I just think that, you know, the way he handled it, the way he's kind of still mentoring, you know, Daniel Jones, like you said, man, just that's how Eli is, man. Shoot first class.
Yeah, a lot of class. So let me ask you this. You got drafted by Minnesota. Did you start your first year?
No, I didn't. My first year, I kind of started like a couple games towards the end, you know, but then like the second year I came, you know, that's when I became a full-time starter. My first year I had like 1 or 2 starts.
Okay.
But by my second year is when I became a full-time starter.
Now, when you started or when you first got into the NFL, did they do the heavy defensive line rotation, or whoever was in there for the whole game?
You know what? It's funny, man, because when I first got to, you know, Minnesota, man, we used to dress, you know, maybe 6 or 7, you know, defensive linemen. You know, we had explosive offense, so we always dressed like a lot of receivers and backs and tight ends. And so usually when that happens, man, offensive line and defensive line get the numbers taken away from them, you know. But it was pretty much we used to dress like 6, maybe 7 defensive linemen. But when I got to New York, it kind of changed because we had so much depth at defensive line. You know, we used to dress 7, 8, you know, sometimes 9 defensive linemen. You know what I mean? To keep that rotation flowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
and it kept you guys fresh, because I remember sometimes some of the guys coming off the bench, I was like, I don't even know that guy's name, and he's kicking butt.
And that tend to help. You know, I know like my years in Minnesota, man, you know, I was playing a lot of snaps, you know what I mean, towards the third, fourth quarter. You know, we playing against a run team, there's power, and they run the ball. You tend to get wore down a little bit, but especially, you know, one thing about pass rush, man, the sacks are enjoyable, but it gets you tired.
Right,
you know
right. Well,
so you got to have that rotation. So that's what we did when we was in New York.
I know in Minnesota you played mostly nose tackle, but then you moved around depending on what technique in New York. Who would you say was like one of the toughest offensive linemen you ever had to go against?
Man, shoot, Larry Allen.
Oh, man. Yeah, Larry Allen was a beast.
Yeah. You know, what made him different, man, because he's big, strong, and he was mobile. You know what I mean? A lot of offensive linemen I went against, man, they were big and strong, but they didn't have good feet or they didn't have good hands. They was either, you know, just big and strong and didn't have either feet or hands. And
so he was the complete package.
Yeah, he was a complete package, man. And so, you know, when you play against guys who have the same kind of ability you have and who can, you know, stay step for step with you all the time, and that's what makes it harder. So, but then you have to become a pro. You got to learn how to beat people mentally. You know what I mean? Because when you get NFL, everyone's big, strong, and fast. So you got to find someone's weakness. You know what I mean? So that's when the film study comes in, man. And, you know, that's what made us great for New York. We had different guys that could play left side, right side, 3 tech. You know, we all moved around a lot. And so not one guy that we went against can really get a beat on us. They had to really understand, okay, well, you know, I had to go against Fred for 8 plays and go against Tuck, you know, go against Kofi. You know, we always, you know, moved around. So that's kind of what made it hard for offensive.
I got you. So let me ask you this. After some of the games, do you ever, like, have the opportunity to hang out with guys on the other teams? Or is it pretty much once the game's over, you go your separate ways?
Well, you pretty much get a chance to catch up right after the game. If we were in an away game and we had to get showered and get back, you know, till we get on the bus and get on the plane ride back. But a lot of times we flew in like on Saturday. If I knew somebody playing on the opposite team, I might try to go have, you know, like an early dinner with them, man, and catch up with them before I had to go to the hotel that night, and vice versa. If they came to New York, same thing. We might try to have like an early dinner before they had to go back to the hotel, and I had to go check in to myself.
I got you. Well, I was going to see, did you ever get to go have a cigar with any of them?
Oh, no, not all, man. It was only that was pretty much like the off season. You know what I mean?
I got you. How was it winning the Super Bowl? Did you what did you smoke? Let me put it that way. What did you smoke after winning the Super Bowl?
Man, I had an LSD, and that was That was great, man. Matter of fact, man, I think we had quite a few different cigars.
I bet you did.
Yeah, man, I can't remember all. I know every guy had like some cigars ain't locker, a different variety, like those variety packs, man. And I think we had like some LFDs. And then we got back to the city, man. We got back, when we had our parade in New York, man. I can't remember everything, but I know we had a bunch, a bunch of different ones.
And you guys, when someone wins the Super Bowl or the World Series or the Stanley Cup in New York, man, it's a celebration.
Yeah, it is, man. And it was just a fun time, man.
All right, man. Well, hey, I just want to tell you we appreciate you coming on the show, and if you would tell everybody again where they can find your charity.
Mr. Robbins Neighborhood, or you can catch me on Mr. Robbins 98 on Instagram. We always, post daily things about what we got going on and what we're doing, and I just appreciate the time. And I want to say thank you to my man, Steve Bingham, man, Big Blue Cigar guy.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all can check him out, man. He's a good friend of mine, and we send each other smokes, man. So I want to thank him for the opportunity.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, hey, man, I will also put a link on our website down below this episode so people can just click on the link and go straight to your charity. That way, if they want to donate or see what they could do to help out, they can find you real easy.
Okay, what's your website?
The website is www.cigartalkpodcast.com.
Cigar Talk Podcast.
Yes, sir. And I also am on Instagram as Cigar Talk Radio. And then we have Bryant, my co-host, which he doesn't participate in the interviews because if we let him on the interview, he would talk too much.
Okay.
He is a Cigar Talk co-host on Instagram.
I'll make sure I add you guys, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It was great talking to you, and don't be a stranger, man. We will definitely, you know what? There's a company that sponsors our show, McAuliffe Cigars, and I'm going to put you together a little package of cigars and send them to you because I tell you what, there's a couple of cigars in there that's going to knock your socks off.
Oh, wow, man. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, I go on and on about it all the time. The brand of the cigar company is McAuliffe, but they have a cigar called the Medallia, and it comes in a 6x46, and then it also comes in the Toro. But I'll send you a couple of those, and man, I tell you what, it just changes your life when it comes to cigars. It's amazing.
Man, I appreciate that, man. Thanks a bunch, man.
Hey, you're welcome, man. And like I said, don't be a stranger. You ever need anything from us, feel free to reach out. We're always here for you, brother.
Okay, will do, man. Likewise.
All right, brother. Take care. Have a great weekend.
You too.
All right, bye-bye. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that interview. Man, we love that guy. He is just, brother of the leaf.
Yes,
what
sir.
more can you say? We just so thankful for all of our Patreons.
Most definitely.
And so hopefully you guys will notice the difference of the quality of the show as we invest in new equipment. And
It's the beauty of those that were with Cigar Talk from the beginning. And where it is now.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you the truth. I have actually thought about going back and deleting the first episode because it sounds that bad. But I got to say, here's the thing about that is it's a good episode.
Oh, yes.
Because I love the story of the train car. Mm-hmm. So even though the audio quality is not where it should be, it's a great story.
Most definitely. It's the growth.
Yeah.
Also the growth in it. It's not just about the sound quality. It's about where Cigar Talk is now.
True.
Where it is now.
So,
and where it's going.
Right. And so anyway, let's get on to it. The other thing that we always love to support, and that is Cigars for Warriors.
100%.
And let me tell you about these Cigar for Warriors guys. First of all, not one single person in the organization takes a single dime.
Yes.
It's all volunteer. And I tell you, they were great at the event.
Yeah.
They took in a ton of cigars. They took in some money. And all that money in cigars goes straight to the soldiers overseas. Mm-hmm. And so we just want to say thank you to them. And then also we had an event this week at the Leaf. And Vic, which is like, I don't know what his actual title's called. Regional guy. But he comes up to these events.
Yes, he does.
And he gives stuff away. It's a big event. And the thing about it is, without him there, it's a good event.
Yeah.
With him there, it's a great event.
Yes.
And I mean,
he brings that incitement to it.
Oh yeah. And I mean, he really gets people excited
because he has a passion for this.
Yeah,
Man.
he really does.
He has a
And
passion for
you
it.
don't know this, but at this particular event here at the Leaf, Storm came. Storm was there. Now, did you get to meet Storm?
Yes, at the Cigar Fest.
Storm, if you're listening to this, that is a man's beard, dude. Did
For
you see
real.
that beard?
Dude,
That's
when he
like
walked in,
ZZ Top.
I'm telling you, when he walked in, me and Junior was like, who is that guy?
And did you see that walking stick?
That's a smooth stick, man.
Dude, that's a I'll beat your ass stick.
When he was leaving at the end of the night, he started stepping off with that, and I knew he had some military in, because first he hit off with the left foot, and then he popped that stick. I was like,
yeah,
damn.
yeah.
damn.
Yeah, I know exactly what you meant, because I was looking at that stick last Thursday night, and I was like, man, I see he walks with that,
Yeah.
but you don't want to be on the wrong end of that.
Because he can reach out and touch it.
Yeah. So anyway, we just want to say thank you to all the guys
Yes,
over at
yes.
Cigars for Warriors, because of all the work they do for the soldiers, men and women. And, you know, as Storm told us, whenever they get requests from the soldiers overseas, the number one request is cigars.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that says a lot. And it's not because cigars are the best thing they could possibly get. It's what that cigar represents.
Yes, sir.
It represents some downtime. It represents time that they can decompress and actually enjoy some time.
Step away.
And enjoy the camaraderie
Yes.
with each other.
Step away from that theater, as we call it, theater operations. You step away from it, you get a little taste of home, and it's relaxing. You get that atmosphere, that environment, and now I can go back to doing what I was doing. And that's what it's about, man. It's just that little bit of home, that little bit of somebody cares for me. I'm over here doing this, and somebody actually cares for me, that it just keeps you going. Like you said earlier about the Energizer Bunny, it recharges that battery. Now I can go back out here.
Exactly. Hey, so if you want to get in touch with them, there's also a link on every episode right down below, and you can reach out and support them any way you can. And so anyway, let's get to the ambassador
Yes,
program.
sir.
This
Yes,
is
sir.
you know what? Let me tell you a little story right quick.
Go
Before
ahead.
we were doing the show, I was talking to Schmidt Face down in Australia. And he said one of his favorite parts of the show is when we talk about the ambassador program. And I said, why?
Yeah.
And he said he loves to hear Bryant bash you because, or bash me because
About the number.
Yes.
Hey, until, and it won't happen because you already got your number, I'm better, bruh.
No, you're lower.
Hey, bruh, I'm better.
You're lower.
I'm on the pole higher than you because
Actually, you're lower.
165.
Yeah,
165.
So you know what made me feel good though at the
165.
event? Everybody that pulled their number out was
yes.
way higher than me.
Yes, you were loving that.
Yes.
Somebody said two something. And he's like, no. He said, oh no, my fault. It's 21.
No. Vic thought his number was
Yeah.
like 2133, and I said, nah, it's 2233.
233.
So, hey guys,
loved it, man.
we also have the link on our website for you to go down and click below, and you just follow the link and you can sign up, become an ambassador. They send you your own personal coin with your own personal number. And there's a great group on Facebook. Dan Thompson's always on there finding out about all the ambassadors, finding out how to make their days better, make their cigars better, what he can do. I mean, he just gets to know everyone.
Everybody. And he remarks on everybody. And it's not that cookie cutter stuff. He talks to you.
Well, and you saw him
wants
at
to-
the
Oh,
event.
man, he was with everybody.
Yeah.
It didn't matter who it was. If they came up and talked to Dan, he was talking back to him. And it was like he was making time for people because he understands. The ambassador program is a great community, man. It is.
It really is. And, you know, I see other companies that do ambassador programs, and it's just, hey, go out there and tell everybody about us.
Yeah, no. They get involved. And Dan is definitely involved. And it's not just on the Facebook page. He hits me on my Instagram.
Hey, well, let's
everything.
talk about this for a second.
What's that?
While we were at the event,
Okay, wait.
Dan gave you a lighter.
Hey, bruh.
I want to know why Dan gave you a lighter and not me.
I'm the swag of this show.
No.
bruh.
Let me tell you something. You know what he told me?
What's that?
It's because I stuck him with a tab
Yeah.
at the bar.
He did. He said you stuck him and Al with a tab.
And
He
let me
said-
just tell you. So, if you guys don't know, the very first time I ever met Al, I accidentally
Ain't
stuck him with my bar tab. So Dan invites me to meet them at the Silverleaf.
Oh my god!
Dan buys lunch, which was fabulous. Oh,
See, that's another reason why they gave me the lighter.
yeah, dude, carne asada. Oh, it was so amazing. But anyway, and then I went in the humidor and bought some cigars, and I was like, shoot, I'm late. I got to get to the event. I
rolls again.
I rolled again. Dan took care of my bar tab, so thank you, Dan. I understand now why I didn't get a lighter.
It's the swag, baby. It's the swag.
So anyway, guys, that about wraps it up for this week's show. We want to say thank you for joining us, and we'd love to hear from you. Let us know what your top 3 cigars for the week are. And anyway, man, till next week,
Keep smoking.